Hey, welcome back, Patriots. No matter which platform you're watching this video on, this has been big news for a couple of weeks. Aurora, Colorado. You know, the gang's taking over these apartment complexes and all. Now, this has been done 4 days ago, but this is an interview with the mayor of both Denver and Aurora. Aurora is like a suburb of Colorado, I'm assuming. So let's see what they got to say. Check it out.
Our next conversation today is with Aurora Mayor Mike Coffman and Denver Mayor Mike Johnston. Thank you both for being here. Welcome back to Next.
Thank you for having us.
So, for weeks, you have both acknowledged that the Venezuelan gang Tren de Aragua is operating in your cities and that both of your police forces are trying to figure out how widespread their activity is and to make arrests. In the last 24 hours, this situation has received a lot of national media attention, primarily driven by Fox News and conservative media. So, given that now...
Okay, Junior, I got to stop you right there. Mostly by Fox News and conservative media. He's not a liberal. He's not a liberal. Man, I ain't seen this on Fox News. Every bit of it we're seeing, most of it's on X, man. X. Man, these people are, I don't know, it's insane. But that's another subject. But matter of fact, we're going to skip through. We're going to skip through a little bit because there's two big points I want you to hear about that I thought was interesting. But let me see. Hopefully I don't mess this up and start it at a wrong point. So check it out.
All center, and so it's actually hurting our ability to respond to crime, and so I would hope people would not do that. I think we're in some sort of environment of hysteria right now over this. It's a real issue. It's being dealt with. It's isolated, and you know, whether it's this TDA or not. I mean, if folks band together to do organized criminal acts, that's a real concern. And so, but again,
spit it out, Junior.
And I think
I got to ask you though. I mean, you say that, and you've stressed that a couple times. But some of your fellow Republicans in city leadership say that you're not telling the truth. That you're covering this up. That Aurora police are covering it up. That Denver police are covering it up. What do you say directly to that concern?
Well, they've been conflating it with every issue where there's Venezuelans who gather together. There was an issue several Sundays ago where, in anticipation of the election returns in Venezuela, there was some social media platforms that said let's do a meetup at this location in Aurora, and yeah, it was poorly organized. It wasn't organized, and it had some detrimental effects. And they somehow conflate that with gang activity. They conflate the known property with gang activity. If there were gang activity, it was secondary to the habitability problems that have been there for a very long time. That the city's been litigating against. So there was a record in terms of that. I was at that property over a year, and there was no concern about gang activity. The concern was from the residents about the habitability problems of it, and so it was eventually closed down.
I want to ask you about that property directly. When we last spoke on August 8th, you said that the problem there was, your words, out-of-state slumlords who essentially abandoned the property, allowing all kinds of bad things to happen there, among that gang activity, and that the gang had not taken over that property or others. Is that still your view, that gangs have not taken over apartment buildings in Aurora?
No, I think not in the known property, but there are others that we're concerned that criminal elements have pushed out the property manager and are extorting the tenants.
You heard it straight from his mouth. The gangs, I'm gonna let this play out, but you're hearing right. The gangs have taken over more than just one property.
In the building.
The Dallas Street property?
There are 2 to 3 buildings where that is occurring, that we have ongoing operations on in those buildings.
And when you say ongoing operations, right, Is a gang functionally in control of those spaces?
There's a criminal element in control, and it's difficult because they've intimidated the residents of the building, and so, but we are still able to make arrests.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. Exactly what the hell is so hard to deal with? You just said a criminal element is taking over these apartment buildings, and you ain't doing nothing about it. Lord help us, man. But now, understand, this is one of the Democratic sanctuary cities with, I think they said 50,000 illegal immigrants are piled into this place. But, hey, that sounds like it's self-inflicted to me. Y'all voted these people in office. If there's any conservatives left in Aurora or Denver, hey, y'all get out while the getting's good, man.
We will continue to make arrests, but it is, you have to understand that they fall back into that population of tenants in those particular buildings, and so it is harder work to identify them and arrest them and get them off the street.
Yeah, I want to drill down on that because I think that that's important for people to understand, right? Because it plays into a lot of the national headlines that we're seeing. When you hear, gang has taken over an apartment complex, that can mean different things to different people, right? There's taken over in terms of Aurora police can't go there. Mm-hmm. And then there's taken over in terms of they're shaking residents down for money and scaring people and that kind of thing.
Hey, Junior, I don't know what planet this guy is living on. There's only one form of takeover, buddy. I don't care if they're letting police in there or they're just extorting money from people. They took the apartment buildings over, man. They have taken over these apartment buildings.
If I hear you correctly, and please correct me if I'm wrong, you're saying it's not a takeover in the sense that it's a no-go zone for APD, but that they are exerting control over the residents in a way that is unacceptable or illegal.
Correct, yeah.
That's fair to say?
Yes.
Okay. Any apartment complexes in Denver where you believe that's happening?
We do not have that.
Okay.
And I might just say one more
Yeah,
thing.
please.
What we find is, there are folks who came to this country because they left a country where the police could not protect them from cartels and organized crime. Those folks are going to come to this country and find something very different, which is the rule of law governs here, and we will both protect those folks that are being bullied. We will hold accountable those folks that are trying to do the bullying. And so I think both sides are in.
Wait, man. I think that's enough of that, but you get the drift. This guy, Mr. Democrat right there, you come here, you're gonna, man, first of all, you're saying that these people were in Venezuela were mistreated? These people were let out of prison, man, and put on a plane and flew into America. You, my friend, are the problem. You are the problem, brother. Yeah, like I said, I think that's enough of that clip. You get the drift, but the illegal immigrants, migrants, whatever term you want to use, have taken over more than one apartment building in Aurora, Denver, Colorado. Yeah, and the popo and the mayors, hey, well, y'all don't send the Hells Angels over here, or we got this. When? It's been going on for 3 weeks, man. 3 weeks. All over X, they're posting daily. Thousands of them, man. Hundreds of them, whatever. That they're being extorted money by these Venezuelan gangs. Tren de la Agua. Tren de Agua. These people, they come to the wrong country. They just come in with the wrong leadership, man. They come into this country with the wrong leadership. Y'all make sure you vote, and vote for common sense, rule, law and order, sealed borders, deport these Tren de Agua. I have a hard time saying that, but Tren de Agua. Deport them. That's what we need to do, deport them. We don't need to put them in jail. They shouldn't be here in the first place. That's what it is. That's how I feel. But y'all make sure you vote. Trump 2024. I'll see you on the next one.